Welcome to Women's Rugby Rundown 189 for February 10th through the 16th. Olympian and USA Eagle Jillion continues her decade-long fight against non-curative cancer. She has some upcoming life changes and is asking for our support. We're with you, Jill. Tunisia dominated the Arab Sevens Championship, clinching their fourth straight title without conceding a single try, while Vancouver Sevens will take center stage this weekend with New Zealand leading the standings and the chase heating up for the grand finale. Glasgow made history with their first ever Celtic Challenge win over Edinburgh, and as always, we round up all the global premier and club competitions worldwide. I'm Wendy, and I'm here to bring you the latest in women's rugby. This is your Women's Rugby Rundown, and we're about to kick off. Let's start with some Sevens news. Our friend, Olympian and USA Eagle Jillion has been battling cancer for over a decade. At this point, it's non-curative, and she's focused on controlling recurrence and cherishing time with her kids and loved ones. She's asked for our support from the community. There's a GoFundMe link on our site. Please go support Jillion. Tunisia claimed their fourth straight Arab Sevens Championship title in dominant fashion, going undefeated, not conceding a single try, sealing it with a 38-0 win over Egypt in the final. Sevens returns this weekend. We're going to Vancouver, kicking off Friday and wrapping up on Sunday. New Zealand leads the standings with Australia, France, and USA in pursuit, while Ireland sits on the bubble in eighth, and Brazil, China, Fiji, and Spain round out the bottom four. This, of course, is leading up to the grand finale in May, so those bottom four and that bubble position, really important. Let's switch over to 15's news. Glasgow grabbed their first ever Celtic Challenge win with a 36-17 victory over Edinburgh, but Wolfhounds still lead the standings with 29 points. Rugby Canada has made it clear their goal is to win the 2025 Rugby World Cup. They've launched a page on their site stating just that. And as the world's #2 team currently with a history of toppling giants, they're within striking distance. Italy has expanded its centralized contracts to 25 players for this year, reinforcing its investment in the women's game ahead of the Six Nations and the Rugby World Cup, where the Italians will open against France on August 23rd at Sandy Park. The Wallaroos also named a 46-player contract squad for 2025. It's split into 4 tiers, and it has all eyes on the Rugby World Cup as those players will be chosen from that 46. Penina Pacifica has named a 30-player squad for the 2025 season, featuring strong representation from Samoa and Tonga as they prepare for a 4-week tour of Australia facing Super W teams, providing key high-performance opportunities ahead of the Rugby World Cup. We have 4 teams from this region that have made the next World Cup. New Zealand are set to defend their title, obviously, and they join Australia, Samoa, and Fiji in the tournament. Zimbabwe Rugby Union President Losan Motoangwaze outlined the country's 2025 rugby plans recently, confirming that the national team for the women will face Zambia and Botswana alongside the men's fixtures, while the Rugby Africa Women's Cup is set for April in the Ivory Coast. Now let's switch over to Premier and Club news. Only one match in the BC Prem this week as West Shore shut out Castaway 43-0. Vancouver still leads with 20 points, but West Shore now joins them at the top. Galwegians and Setonians played to a 15-15 draw, while UL Bohemians shut out Ballincollig 59-0. Blackrock defeated Cook 26-10. Railway Union overwhelmed Tolo 86-0, and Old Belvedere got past Wicklow 25-12 in the Nigeria AIL round 14. Gloucester-Hartpury secured the top seed and will face Bristol Bears in the PWR semifinals, while Saracens and Harlequins battle for the second spot, with select matches including one semifinal on March 2nd and the final on March 16th, broadcast live on BBC iPlayer, the BBC Sports website and app, TNT Sports, and TRN+. Round 17 of the PWR was not short of drama. Bristol took the Harlequins down to stay in the semifinal race, then locked in 4th place after Saracens held off Exeter. So their wait was worth it. 6,780 fans turned out for Harlequins versus Bristol, setting a new record for a standalone women's match at the Stoop. The Iberdrola League is back for the second half of the season with quarterfinal spots, promotion, and relegation on the line as El Salvador dominated Majadahonda 61-5 to stay unbeaten in Group A, while U Sevilla cruised past San Cugat 39-7, and Krat continues its fight to avoid relegation. Valsugana, Villorba, and Colorno all secured dominant wins in Series A Elite Round 10, keeping the race alive for 2 championship final spots tight ahead of their showdown next weekend, with the May 10 final set to air on select networks. The Bulls Daisies stayed unbeaten with a dominant 69-5 win over the Sharks, while the Sunlum Bolent Demis, DHL Western Province, and Free State women also picked up victories as South Africa's Women's Premier Division hits the halfway mark. More Super W trial action ahead of their February 28th season kickoff. Western Force dominated the Reds 41-12, and Wartaws had a tight one with the Brumbies. They won 22-19. That does it for us this week. Of course, you can catch all the news on our website at ycrugby.com. Never miss an episode of Women's Rugby Rundown by subscribing on Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, or, of course, your favorite social media platforms.